Alrighty. Now, as promised, I've shown you the first knife I've made, and I've made a few since, and you'll see the photos of those knives in the previous video. This is the most recent. So I've completed the knife, I haven't yet completed the sheath. And here it is, I'll bring it in. So, starting from the tip, hopefully it'll actually focus. And there you have it. Leather bolster, copper pins. It's a partial tang that's been pinned into the handle, so the handle is one solid piece of wood. There's no seams. And yeah, so I think you'll agree that it's a vast improvement on my first one. It's I've polished up the edge. It's a lot more refined, and it's a lot lighter. Now I can't remember exactly what this weighs, but I think it's only about 280 grams, going off the top of my head, as to the first one, which is nearly the same size at 500. So yeah, and you'll actually see on the spine here as well that what I've done with this knife is I've actually drawn the stock out and thinned it out, as you're supposed to. You're supposed to have a distal taper up through the tip. My previous knife, well, my first knife didn't have that. All my knives since my first knife have. So now, that being said, we'll give it a sharpness test. Mine is a little cut there, so I'll start a little bit further up. And you'll see that it slices the paper relatively well. It's still not as sharp as it could be, but it could probably do this all day long. It could probably do this all day long. It just, you know, the edge geometry is better, it's more symmetrical, it's easier to handle too. It's just better. I don't mind selling this. I don't mind this out in the world. There are still imperfections. There's still plenty of imperfections with this knife. This is knife number 4. But I'm actually happy with this one. It's the right weight, it's the right size, it handles well, it feels good. It's hardened, it's properly hardened. However, this is harder than my first knife by quite a lot, to the point where it may make it brittle. So we're still going to do a chopping test, but I'm not going to be splitting wood with this. I'm not going to be batoning it, because as I said, I do have a customer interested in this. It is not designed for splitting. It's designed for maybe some carving, and chopping if it would be abuse to this knife. So we're going to go out and abuse it, and that's fine. Because if it breaks, I learn a lesson and I'll make her a new one. Okay, so that's fine. So let's go out, we'll do some chopping. Cheers. So I noticed in my previous video that I needed to change camera position down a shelf. So here we are. Alright, so there's from the previous knife, all this here. We're going to start again on this end here. So we're going to do a little bit of chopping, and then we're going to do a little bit of carving, because that's more what this knife is designed to do for food preparation, as a belt knife, a little bit of carving, you know, breaking down animals, that kind of thing. This is abuse, what I'm about to do, but we'll see how it goes, because I want to learn about this knife. I want to see what it's capable of. It should be able to do it. So here we go. Notice I said I was going to do the chopping first, then the carving. There's a reason to that. So you can see it's, because it's lightweight and because it's so small and lightweight and all that kind of stuff, you can chop with it, sure, yeah. Not something like this though. Tearing chunks of wood out there, so the tip's alright. So it should be. I made it to be relatively robust. The chop's alright, it's doing all that. Alright, so let's try something else. Let's do some carving. So I'll bring it over here. Let's just see if we can do some little feathers. It's a bit awkward because I'm trying to line it up for the camera, so. Now, that's really easy. This is more the sort of thing it's designed to do. You find a tasks and it does them. It doesn't have a 90-degree spine though. That's the thing, is it doesn't have that. Let's try over here and see if we can get something a little bit longer. It doesn't want to do it. I think the wood grain is not conductive for this kind of thing, and it's too dead. So, but it'll do this all day, because that's what I made it for, because that's what it's meant to do. We'll just keep going. And so it should. Alright, so now that we've done that, we might do a little bit more, and then we'll take it back inside and we'll do paper again. And then, surprise, surprise, I'm going to cut some food with it. We'll see how it goes for food, because I designed it to be able to process food as well. Hold on. There we go. Just because. That'll do. Alright, cool. We'll be back in a minute. Alrighty. Back again. I haven't cleaned this up or anything, just so you can see. It's still got the marks and some scratches from the carving. I'll be able to polish those out later, because I want my knife to be as close to perfect as I can get when it goes out, so. So it's still slicing the paper, no real issues, it's doing about the same. It's about the same. Which is what I expect. I expect it to be able to do that, because that's what I made it for. And that's the reason I keep mentioning that, the reason I keep saying it's because I made it for that, it's designed for that, is because a lot of people are after a one tool option or a one knife option. Including myself. My ideal choice currently is a kukri, because generally speaking it'll come with backup knives. So it's my ideal knife. Especially if the backup knife is a little bit smaller than this, rather than those tiny eensy weensy little things they come with. Something the size of a Mora. Perfect. Anyway, that's off topic. Now that we've done the paper test, we've done the chopping test, we've even done some carving and some whittling and all that, let's go do some food. I'm going to give it a quick wash in the sink, but that's it. I'm not going to hit it with a strop, I'm not going to hit it with a steel, and yeah, I'll get right back to you soon. Alrighty. Food. I haven't done this before on my channel, and most of that's because I haven't really needed to, so it's mostly been kukris up till this point. However, I did say this was designed for food, so I have to try it. I have to cut food with it, show what it does. Hopefully you can see on the edge there, There's still some scratches and stuff from the wood. All I did was wash it in the sink. And here we are. So we can... I'm no chef by any stretch of the imagination. Probably never will be, as hard as I try. But I'm going to cut some stuff up. And it's going to be for a... just curry or something, I don't know. I'll work it out when I get there. So, you know, cucumber, any knife can cut cucumber, it's no big deal. So let's get into some capsicum. Now, it's alright, I do have a plastic cutting board on top of the granite one because my wife is a heretic and uses a granite cutting board, so I'm constantly sharpening knives. Constantly. It's horrible. However, that's my problem. I'll deal with it. Cool. Alright, so we've got some capsicum cut up now as well. We'll keep going a little bit more. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. What I'll do is actually, I'll grab this. I'll grab this here and we can get rid of the stuff in the foreground. Alright, we don't need that. That can go in the bin. Alright, well, let's continue. So, alright, we're not going crazy. As I said, I'm not a chef, so I'm not going to go absolutely stupid with this. I'm just going to show you cutting a few different bits and pieces and hopefully demonstrate what this knife is made for, you know, like it's... Again, any kind of criticism, constructive, even destructive criticism, if you feel like it, go nuts, it doesn't bother me. On my cooking, filming, or my knife making, by the way, that's for everything. So, as you can see, we're cutting meat now. It's fine. It's what it's designed for. I feel like I'm repeating myself far too much. If I'm doing that, please let me know. Alright, so we've got some bones and stuff in here. That's fine. We'll just carve that out. That's all good. All good. So as you can see, the knife is doing its job. It's doing what it's meant to do, and it's doing it well, because, yeah. Alright. Now I'm not going to go too much further along this. I'm going to stop the camera shortly. I do actually need to cut this up because I'm making myself a, as I said, like a curry. But I just thought I'd show you me chopping up different bits and pieces with the knife. Here's a chili, just to show you what it's capable of, what it's meant to be able to do, and just to show you that it works, because it is relatively thick still, you know, like all my knives are pretty thick, but I just want you to see that it does what it is meant to do. It still works, it works well, it does its job, it holds an edge, and yeah, I think overall, I mean, I'm biased because I made the damn thing, but overall, I believe it's a good knife. And that is my review of my latest knife. It doesn't have a particular name, I just call it knife number 4 currently. And thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, add comments, rip me off, give me shit, all that. Do it. I enjoy it, love it. Thanks, guys.